Hey, how you doing? I'm Greg DePaul. Most of you know me. You've seen me in the flesh in person. You know that I wear a hat because I'm balding. There's no secrets here. So I'm just talking to you in my first video, one of, I'm sure, probably a half dozen to a dozen for Sitcom Writing 2. Just to welcome you. Most of you have emailed me your favorite shows, and we sort of started our first assignment. First thing to note, I apologize. There was some problem on Canvas. I'm sure it was my fault. I take all responsibility. And so instead of it being, because I don't think the files were available to everybody, excuse me, for the two scripts that I want you to diagram, I'll be diagramming them as well. And instead of it being for tomorrow, Wednesday, it's going to be for Friday. So Friday, I'm checking my calendar, will be February 2nd. So end of the day, February 2nd. So 2 extra days to do that because I posted it later. Something happened. So go to files and see that they're there now. Thank you so much for taking this class. You must not have hated me in Sitcom 1. If you're here, I hope to make this pleasurable, partly by releasing you from the whole obligation to write only Modern Family all the time, which could be a bit of torture, but everybody was really nice about it, and I really appreciate that in Sitcom 1. In Sitcom 2, it's quite the opposite. We are going to research and diagram other shows, but you're going to write your own thing, your own script. So to give you an idea, there are 4 of where we're going. If you haven't read the syllabus, and you should, you're obligated to. There's 4 basic things we're doing in this class. 1, we are researching and learning about about existing shows and their pilots. That's what we're doing for Friday by diagramming Broad City. I just wanted to know what shows you were watching. If something recurred, Broad City, 2 people mentioned it, so I'm like, great, let's do that one. 2 people mentioned It's Always Sunny, so I'm like, great, let's do that one. Might as well bank on what little we have in common, because most of the other shows were not mentioned twice, which I think is fascinating. Shows the diversity of interests, and I think is actually quite great, quite awesome from a creative point of view. If you're a writer looking to be in TV, to write your own original material, the field could not be more open, as you've seen, whether it's Netflix, HBO, the CW, what the heck ever, and broadcast. There's just simply a bigger understanding among executives and producers about what might be out there and where they might find talent. And that's just good for you as a writer. It hurts no one. It helps everyone. So first thing is researching and understanding existing pilots like Broad City and It's Always Sunny and other shows that we'll pick. That's mostly in the first couple of weeks. So we have some basis for communication as a class when we talk in discussions and when I talk with you. Second thing, which we'll do starting soon, which is finding out what you want to write, the area that you're interested in writing in, the kinds of characters that you as individuals want to write. That's where this class has got to be more focused on you, the independent, unique writer, and I've got to stay attentive to that. So we'll do a lot more discussion. We'll do a lot of talking on the discussion groups online. Please be real quick about getting back on those. The grade is heavily dependent on your involvement in your discussions with the class and with me. Also, emailing back and forth to DePaulG@New So when you tell me I want to write a workplace comedy set in a supermarket, I'm going to say, great. Have you seen these other 2 supermarket shows? Not so that you can copy them, because I want your show to be unique and very uniquely you and your voice, but so you can see what tricks they used in that show and pick up some of the strategies and tricks and apply them to your totally unique voice. Okay. So that's the second thing we're doing, which is what do you want to write? And we'll get into that. That takes more than one conversation to hone it down and for me to coach you as individuals and help you develop that. The third thing is researching and this is for each person uniquely. We will not do this as a class. Researching in your unique, in your area that you've chosen. So when we learn by the second or third week that you, Jane, I made that name up, really want to write a show set in a police station, well, obviously I'm going to say, Jane, you need to diagram Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and here's 3 other shows that have existed that have been successful over the years, set in police stations. Again, not so that you can copy it word for word or steal anything, except that, but instead so you can understand the basic strategies that those writers use and see which one or two of those strategies you can apply to your approach when you attack your unique independent material. Okay, that's the third thing. Okay, so you'll be writing diagrams that are just unique to you, not that another student will not be writing. And fourth, writing your own unique material, which we'll get into. You'll do a lot of it. It'll take a month to get going before we do that, at least 2 or 3 more classes. But you will do it, and by the middle of this class, you'll be doing more of it than you ever wanted to do. You'll be writing treatments, beat sheets, narrative description, scenes, and an abbreviated form of a story Bible that will help us just track where your show's going and who your characters are going to be, etc. Okay, so those are the 4 things we're going to do, basically. Again, researching, group research on general TV pilots that are out there that we all do. Individual discussion with you and publicly about the area you personally want to write in. Then researching, number 3, that area. So you personally diagramming some scripts in that area. It may only be 2 or 3. And then writing your own unique material, which you'll do. The class will have some input on what you write or some commentary. But you'll go back and forth with me, both personally at depaulg@newschool.edu, but also in discussion groups. Okay. So there'll be some other surprises I won't tell you about yet. But that's the main thing we do in this class. If you have any questions, just email me now. I want to get accessible to you, answer your questions, put your mind at ease, help you however I can. Just email me today, this minute, type it off and send it, and I'll email back. So again, this first assignment, the 2 diagrams are now due Friday, 3 days from now, not Wednesday, tomorrow. Okay, so you have a couple more days to do them. Please email them. I guess you can send a PDF or a Word file would be the 2 best ways, because usually I can comment on those or I can just respond, but they're easy to read that way. Nothing more than 2 pages per diagram. I mean, it's really part of the exercise. Really, a page and a half is enough. The part of the exercise is you crunching stuff down, as most of you know. If you're confused about how to diagram, email me, let me know. I'll get more specific. It's in Bring the Funny. There's a whole bunch of examples. It applies very easily to sitcoms. The diagrams will generally be a little shorter than a feature film. A page and a half is enough. Remember, verbs, actions. You've all had this class with me before, and it's all laid out in Bring the Funny. But if you're one or two people who haven't, just email me directly. Say, Greg, I don't get it. How do I do my diagram? And I will email you right back. Okay, so I don't want this to be too long. This is video number 1, general introductions. Hello, how are you? And we will get cracking. Okay, thank you for taking this class. I really appreciate it, and I want it to be satisfying for you. Okay, thanks.